this story about we're going to be talking about sort of the broad strokes of the coup, and in some respects too. Will Bunch is from Philadelphia, and he pointed out that Donald Trump is America's Frank Rizzo. We will find out from Will Bunch what that means. Philadelphians will have a sense of it. But this is what took place this weekend. And I want to make it clear, you hear stories about Republicans are starting to pressure Donald Trump to leave. And to some extent, that's true. But let's be clear. When Pat Toomey does it, after after Donald Trump has lost a major lawsuit in Pennsylvania, he is, as far as I can tell, one of the only elected one of the only major elected Republicans who has said it's over to Donald Trump. He's also, not coincidentally,
not running for re-election.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And so there is no courage here. There is no, and I don't even like to frame it in the context of like, these people are cowardly, because on some level that implies that like they're facing some type of insurmountable force and they're just afraid, as opposed to they're making a calculation that to be a Republican means that it's in my best interest to support this and to debilitate Joe Biden's administration. I mean, let's be clear on that. Now, I'm not saying that is, worthy of the firing squad, but let's be clear. That's what they're doing. They need
shades of Jeff Flake here with Toomey, who also left and was lauded by the media as being this extremely brave Republican, somebody who stuck to their morals. No, as you say, it's all political calculations, always and forever.
Exactly. And if I'm not going to be senator anymore, guess what I don't need to do? I don't need to placate my constituency and continue this farce. And I can just, it's probably going to help me in my lobbying job.
Yeah, they'll make me more palatable to corporate America.
And, maybe Democratic lawmakers will be more willing to see me when I knock on their doors 2.5 years from now, because I was one of the people who called out Donald Trump. But here is sort of the latest. I don't know. I mean, we're watching. I don't know. It's almost like I've seen so many kids like sort of like a teen Avenger style movies or something, which incidentally not great. Where like the evil villain at the end of it like literally starts to pieces of their flesh start to fly off and they sort of evaporate. That's what's happening to the Trump coup, essentially. Is it's just small chunks of it are just flying off every day. And here's what happened on Saturday. Sidney Powell, a week ago, she was by all rights one of the more distinguished legal minds in the conservative movement. And here she is on Saturday on Newsmax, basically making sure that she becomes even too toxic for the Trump administration.
Let me ask you about the state of Georgia. Obviously, yesterday, the governor there, he certified the election for Joe Biden. It's about 12,000 votes. And what you see, will Georgia switch?
Yeah, that's a total farce. Georgia's probably going to be the first state I'm going to blow up, and Mr. Kemp and the Secretary of State need to go with it because they're in on the Dominion scam with their last-minute purchase or award of a contract to Dominion of $100 million. The State Bureau of Investigation for Georgia ought to be looking into the financial benefits received by Mr. Kemp and the Secretary of State's family about that time. And another benefit Dominion was created to award is what I would call election insurance. That's why Hugo Chavez had it created in the first place. But I also wonder where he got the technology, where it actually came from, because I think it's hammer and scorecard from the CIA.
Just to clarify, you're saying that Governor Kemp, who's been a longtime ally of the president, is directly involved because of financial benefit in the conspiracy to defeat the president in Georgia?
We have certainly been told that there is evidence of that, and it would warrant an investigation if anybody were actually going to do an honest investigation.
What more could you tell us about that alleged conspiracy? Is the governor's involvement?
I can't give you any more details on that now, but it would certainly warrant an investigation.
Jordan.
If it had been reported to me as a law enforcement officer, I would be investigating it steadfastly.
There you go.
She's going to blow up Georgia. She says it. Yeah, Georgia's going to be the first state I blow up. I mean,
well,
first of all,
she is implying is that, and she said this more explicitly I think it was in a tweet or a statement, that Kelly Loeffler should not have beaten Doug Collins. Now, I don't know what that means for Purdue. Like, I don't know if that means like I don't know what it means in terms of the runoff. I don't know that I've heard her comment directly on whether there should have been a runoff. Maybe, presumably, according to her, that runoff was also a plan by Kemp and Raffensperger.
And Hugo Chavez, obviously, beyond the grave, which she keeps repeating as if this hasn't been already debunked. Like, does she think it's a Tupac situation and that Chavez is actually hiding and is truly alive, working with Dominion and Brian Kemp as some sort of satanic cabal in order to overthrow Donald Trump?
I only have two answers for you. One, maybe Elvis Presley's involved. And two, there could be a ghost in the machine. I mean, that's a ghost of Hugo Chavez in the machines. But that became even a bridge too far for the White House. Or what was happening is that people are pressuring Rudy. And Rudy's like, oh, okay. I mean, this is a corporate strategy that I'm aware of, is where when you get into a job, you hire as many people as you can below you, so that inevitably when there's some type of downturn and they come to you and say, we've got to trim the fat, you're just like, okay. And you could just start slicing. And I sort of feel like that's what's going on here because shortly after that visit, I think it was on Sunday, we saw this campaign release statement. And look, Sidney Powell's been everywhere in representation of the Trump campaign's lawsuit.
Well, she has the power to blow up Georgia. I mean, she said it herself. She's been given that authority by
she's got the authority. She also mentioned that there was our forces at one point have already gone to Germany to secure servers, which were caught up in this, of course. But here is November 22nd, 2020, Trump campaign statement on legal team. Sidney Powell is practicing law on her own. She's not a member of the Trump legal team. I don't know. She doesn't have the T-shirt or whatever it is. She's also not a lawyer for the president in his personal capacity. This is from Rudy Giuliani, attorney for President Trump, and Jenna Ellis, Trump campaign senior legal advisor and attorney for President Trump. So there it is. Sidney Powell. Now, we will talk later in the program about the implications of this, of course, because it has driven the Q people mad. And, I mean, they were already a little bit crazy. Let's be honest.
A little bit, huh?
And so people are trying to figure out, what does this mean? Because it couldn't possibly mean that Sidney Powell just keeps losing all these cases with Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani needs a fall guy. And so she judged. No, it must mean that there's something else going on, Emma. And they're going to get to the bottom of it.